Let's make flank steak with a chimichurri sauce. I'm going to start out by chopping up some fresh parsley. We only need about 3/4 of a cup, so this portion on the right should suffice. Then we want to use fresh oregano. You can use dried, but if you can find it fresh, go ahead and opt for that. You can leave the stems on here. It's not going to kill you, but I do like to pluck them, especially since we only need about 1 tablespoon. We'll speed this up a bit. Chopping this up is a bit redundant since we're going to stick all of this in a purator, but whatever. Then we'll slice 1 shallot. I like to cut it up in fourths just so it blends easier. Then we want 3 cloves of garlic. In a food processor, blender, whatever you have, go ahead and stick in the parsley, oregano, shallot, garlic, a 1/4 cup red wine vinegar, 1.5 teaspoons salt, 1.5 teaspoon pepper, a 1/2 teaspoon red pepper flakes. Then I'm actually going to add a little bit of lemon zest. Some people like to use lemon juice for the acid instead of red wine vinegar. I think vinegar is better, and the zest will add that citrusy flavor without overloading it with acid. I usually just like to give it a few pulses, but this time I decided to go a little bit smoother. Then we're going to add about a 1/2 cup olive oil, then give everything a mix. It's going to look like swamp juice, but I promise you this stuff is good. Now for the meat, I chose flank steak because it's a rather inexpensive cut, it cooks quickly, it's full of flavor, and it's just delicious. This one weighs just under 1 pound. I'm only cooking for 2 people, but this chimichurri recipe should serve at least 4. If you're cooking for more, I would say about 1 pound of flank steak per 2 people. The flank is actually located right beneath the loin, right behind the short plate. It's a tougher cut, but it has great flavor, and it's rather tender when sliced thinly against the grain. I'm going to make some slices parallel to the grain. This will allow it to absorb the sauce that we're going to drizzle on while it comes to temperature. Then we'll season with a little bit of salt, make sure to rub that in, then we'll add pepper. Then I'm going to take some of the chimichurri and just drip it on and then rub it in so it gets all in those little crevices and slices. We're kind of marinating, but not really. The acid in the sauce is going to provide some great flavor, but it's also going to help to break down some of those tough fibers and make it more tender. We'll throw this on our hot skillet. It really doesn't take a lot of time, and I like to flip it over every 2 minutes or so just so it doesn't curl in one direction. I added a little bit of butter to the pan, and both sides are looking pretty. If you like yours medium rare like myself, cook until the internal temperature reads about 130, then take it off and let it rest. Once it's rested for about 10 minutes or so, go ahead and turn it to slice against the grain. You can actually see those little lines in the meat. We want to cut perpendicular to that. This is cooked just how I like it, juicy and a little pink, perfect. Top with additional chimichurri sauce, and that's all there is to it. This is one of my favorite meals, and it can all be made for under $30. That's not too bad. As always, ingredients in the description. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching.